Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Youth Baseball. No, I said that wrong. Youth Sports and Activities Midwest. See, we even mess up from time to time. I'm Brian French. My partner on the mic, Dave Penning. How you doing, Dave?
Great, Brian. Thanks for having me again.
Hey, it's great. It's fun to talk sports. We're going to talk a little bit today about some baseball around the area. We've got a lot of stuff happening. I want to give a big shout out to the St. Louis Force. We just finished up with their club spotlight. Had a great time out there with those guys. Thanks to Sal McGee, Josh Miller, Reggie Evans, Jack. They were all, and a big shout out to Dwayne, who got us some great footage and some logos and did a lot of work with us. We appreciate it very much. Guys were very helpful. Hope you enjoyed it. If you haven't seen it, go to Red Earth Prod on YouTube and check out the club spotlight for the St. Louis Force. So, and they're in quite a few of your tournaments.
Yeah, great support from those guys, and Schmitty and I really appreciate it, and like all the other clubs, and we appreciate every one of them.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, we're looking forward to a great season. High school baseball, youth sports baseball. Now, youth sports baseball is just around the corner. High school baseball tryouts just pretty much finished up. All the coaches are getting their team. They got their team set. We're looking forward to talking with Coach Tony Perkins from Francis Howell High School on our next episode. Give us a little high school preview. We'll look at the preseason rankings for high school in the area and talk a little bit about that with Coach Perkins. That ought to be a lot of fun. He's always informational, and he's been around for quite a while, hasn't he?
Yes, sir. Yes, he has. Very successful.
Absolutely. So we're looking forward to that. So make sure you stay tuned next for the next episode. We're going to have Coach Perkins on there. We were going to talk a little high school basketball, but we missed some things. He's been on vacation. I don't know if everybody saw the Facebook picture. I did, and I'll tell you that is a great work environment.
Yeah, that was. Actually, I did work, and I got a little heat from my wife over it, but what do you do? Yeah, we typically like to go somewhere warm before our season starts because, once we come home from Cancun or wherever the destination city that year, we travel with a family that we travel well with. There's some of those people you
right.
don't travel well with. Well, the Dillons, thanks for traveling with us. We had a great time there, and before we get started with our season, I like to take my wife somewhere. She enjoys it because I never see her until July. So, honey, I'll see you in July.
But I'll tell you, man, it would be nice, and I wouldn't tell, but you got all the computers and stuff. You could just sit on the beach and take care of everything, couldn't you?
Yeah, I mean, the texts were coming in and the entries, it was great. I was sitting on the beach with my nice little morning drink, I'll say.
It was coffee. It was coffee,
sure.
Right? Coffee,
sure.
Yes. We all understand coffee in the morning on the beach.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit since we are in that mode. We got some sunshine, beaches. The Cardinals are in Florida, spring training in full swing. What have you seen so far, man?
Oh, well, I think there's some great hope over there with Mr. Goldschmidt at first, and they're projected for 88.5 wins. So whatever that tells you, I mean, a lot of these analysts are predicting them to dethrone the Cubs this year. So we'll see how that works out.
Are they really?
Yeah,
I didn't see that. I did see the projection. I just don't understand 88.5.
Well,
what the heck, man? Either go 88 or 89. Pick a number. There is no half wins in baseball. I know these averages. It just kills me. You know what it's for, right?
Gambling.
It's right.
Vegas.
It's right. It's betting.
Half a point means a lot. Trust me.
It's about the gambling. So let's get that out of the way. So why we're doing that? It's for the bookmakers. We understand. So No real bad news out of spring training either. Injuries, nothing. Yachty's getting closer, and so I think it's going to be. I think they're in good shape, man.
Let's hope so. With the young pitcher going down early last year, really dampered the starting rotation. But who knows, Michaelis or how do you pronounce his name, was going to do what he did last year. He was phenomenal.
Well, hopefully Michaelis can do the same thing.
Yeah, they signed him for a bigger contract. So,
you know what? Even if he's eating up innings, keeps you in games, I mean, that's all you really want from the guy. It really is, because is he an ace? No, he's not an ace. He's that third, fourth starter that you're looking for that can go out, keep you in ball games, get to the bullpen, and win some games. That's all it's about.
I think he was tied for the Major League National League lead and wins last year. So
exactly. So if you're getting
good ground ball pitchers,
10 to 15 wins out of Michaelis, I think you're in great shape, man. So if we're looking at, we lost, of course, Luke Weaver. He went to the Diamondbacks, and but I still think we're going to be in good shape. It'll be interesting to see what happens with some of these young pitchers. I'm looking forward to. Oh my gosh, his name just went out of my brain. The young kid, 32.
Dave Penning. The young lefty.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Hang on, folks. I got to look him up now. Isn't that terrible? I had his name. I looked at. Yeah, he's one of the young starters that was up last year.
Number 27 in your program, number 1 in your
number
heart.
32.
Right, Dave Penning.
Dave Penning. Oh my goodness. Flaherty. Jack Flaherty. How do you forget a name like that? I mean, Jiminy Pete. So, I mean, you've got Jack Flaherty, they brought back Jose Martinez. What do you think about that?
Yeah, run him out there. He'll do great for us.
You
My
think so?
cup is half full.
Half full? I'm not a half empty guy. I mean, it looks good. I love Andrew
last
Miller.
Week, by the way.
I love Andrew Miller. I mean, and I think that's great. Jordan Hicks. If you got Andrew Miller than Jordan Hicks coming out of the bullpen, man, oh my gosh. That could be devastating. I mean, you just got to get 6, 7 innings out of your starters. Even if you're getting 6, you got enough arms there to get to Miller and Hicks. Oh, goodness.
Yeah, I like the squad this year. It looks very promising coming in on paper. So if we stay healthy, I think we'll do just fine.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. So let's talk a little bit about Game 7 baseball. We've got 2 tournaments coming up, starting with the Shamrock Shootout down in Branson.
Yeah, good thing that's on turf, huh? Yeah, that's a very, very rough start of March here, so to speak. So,
I was looking at the weather. It doesn't look horrible.
It's 30-day forecast. I kind of popped it up on mine. We're 2 weeks away from our first pitch down there. And It looks like it may get up into the 50, maybe touching 60 one day.
Yeah.
But the bottom drops out of it there, early morning and later on in the evening. So we're going to take a look and see what we have there. Right now, there's, teams are kind of reluctant to play when you're looking outside and there's a snow and ice on the ground. I understand. But, we'll take what we have there and put it out there and try to keep it when the sun's out. Most of the competition, the kids competing when the sun's out, try to stay away from them. 8 a.m. games and 8 p.m. games where it's going to be extremely cold. So
right.
We'll take it case by case and see what we end up with.
It's tough. I was out at Harris Stowe University. Justin was playing this past weekend on Saturday. And, oh, my gosh, that second game, I couldn't, from about halfway from my ankle to I couldn't feel my foot. It was cold.
Yeah, that's tough conditions to play baseball.
It really is. And you feel bad for the kids because they're trying to compete. Everybody's working hard, but it's just so tough to play ball in that kind of situation. It really is. So I think that's great that you're going to look at those things. Even though it's turf, you may not have the rain, but cold conditions are tough to play.
Yeah, I mean, you got to take into consideration that early morning there may be frost on the turf,
That's true. That's true.
But if there is a facility that's going to play, it will be Branson there in Missouri. So I did hear Glenn Zimmerman the other day on Fox 2 Weather. He was talking about the first 2 weeks of March is going to be cold. He said the second 2 weeks, he says we're into spring. Well, let's hope he's right.
So and I like Glenn. He's taken over from Dave Murray. They always been pretty good. So I got a little trust in that. So 3 weeks out from here, we're looking at at Arch Madness over at Chesterfield, correct?
Chesterfield and Baldwin.
Okay. Yeah. So if we're in the spring there, we might be in pretty good shape at that point, right?
Let's hope so, Brian. I mean, that's like you said, the forecast. They're predicting this week may be the downfall after that. To get some nice weather heading our way throughout the Midwest, and let's hope that the meteorologist is right.
Yeah, because we had some tough weekends last weekend with some rain early in the season. I remember there was some floods going on.
Now we're dealing with the snow and ice. So,
but I think we're going to be in pretty good shape. Just looking at the forecast, so folks, be prepared. Arch Madness coming up. It's always a great event, and I mean, it just kind of kicks off the season. And so I want to go into this, Dave. I think it's always important when we're talking about youth sports to remember that it's youth sports. It's youth sports. It's kids. And everybody's competitive. Everybody wants to compete. And I think competition is great. And it should be competitive. But not to the detriment of, the social structure there. I mean, there's rules in place. There's things. So, parents, coaches, umpires, everybody needs to make sure we take stock at why we're out there. Would you agree?
Yeah, you can't lose focus at the end of the day why we're ultimately all there, and that's for the kids. Without the kids, you and I, we're not sitting here talking youth baseball. The umpires don't have a job, and the city parks are sitting empty and idle. So, we cannot lose what's in the forefront, and that's the youth there. And you're absolutely 100% right, Brian. We can't lose focus of that.
Because I think, it's great. I love the community and how people come together around these clubs, around these teams, around these kids. And more, I'm seeing a lot of these clubs getting involved and getting these kids involved in the community. And so that is something I think is great. And I don't think we should lose that as we come to the ballpark when we get in the heat of competition. We still have to remember we're all part of a community. Let's just put it this way. I believe this. It sucks to lose, doesn't it? Nobody wants to lose.
Nobody wants to lose.
But sometimes
part of the game.
Learning how to lose and understanding how to deal with that is part of growing up and maturing too. Would you agree?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You lost a game or two, didn't you?
One.
Exactly, right? I never lost my whole career. Nobody can say that.
No.
I don't think there's very few. Now, especially baseball. Maybe some football guys in their youth careers and stuff. You have some of these super teams that just never lost. But baseball, it's just flat hard to do.
Yeah,
I was down up at Cooperstown, umpiring at Dream Parks with a team up there. One of the teams in the championship game was a team out of Miami. When they announced their record, it was astounding. They were 116. It wasn't 0 though. It was 1. They had lost one game out of all that. They were 116-1. They had lost one game. That's why even at the youth level, it's so difficult to win every game in baseball.
That's impressive, yes.
So I think that's something as we go through this, just a reminder. Remember, as we go to the ballparks, everybody just remember why we're there. Let's have a good time and
have fun, relax, and have fun. I know it gets intense out there. Absolutely does, But just at the end of the day, before you go barking something that you might regret, just run it through your mind and say, hey, you know what? I'm here for my son or daughter, and we're going to make a fun day out of this.
Absolutely. So let's talk a little bit about some rules and things like that. As Game 7 comes out, what are maybe a few things that parents should be aware of as far as rules, if there's any changes and things like that, that it may be a little surprise to them this year, Dave?
The one big thing that sticks out is we've been getting an abundance of calls and emails and voicemails about the great exception rule. So Dave and I and the other directors with Game 7 got together and decided on that we would indeed adapt to that, but only in the 13U up to the 18U age divisions. And the rules are posted online. There is a big detailed description in regards to that new rule addition that we added.
Yeah.
It's very descriptive. If you do have any questions after you look on there, our UIC contact information is on there along with Dave and I. So please, if you guys be proactive, get online, look at it. If you do have any questions, as far as that goes, about anything pertaining to Game 7, pick up the phone, drop us an email. We'll get you an answer right away.
Absolutely. And that's the thing. The UICs are on site, correct?
Every venue, you'll have a director and a UIC on site at every facility with Game 7 here in St. Louis.
And I always think it's a good idea. If you've got a question about a call, even if you're a parent, right? And you got a question, before getting heated, go up and talk to the UIC. Maybe take a moment, go up and ask a question about the rule, because it can avoid maybe some unpleasantness. And if something did go wrong that it makes the UIC aware of it, they can deal with that. And if we handle those things on that kind of perspective, it makes it easier for everybody, doesn't it?
Yeah, a couple of things that timing and the way you present yourself, it will play definite factors. If you come up to myself or one of my directors or UIC screaming at the top of your lungs, it's probably going to go in this ear and out this one. But if you come present yourself in normal business-like fashion, if it sounds like something we need to address and fix, by all means, we will.
Absolutely, and I think it should. I mean, you're Game 7, and I think the tournaments, you're trying to have quality situations. And sometimes, hey, I'm an umpire, and, you go into the old adage, you say, I've never lost a ball. I've never made a bad call in my life. That's bull. Right. There isn't an umpire alive that hasn't missed a call,
they're
made a bad
too,
call.
They're humans too. We all make mistakes. So.
And we don't have the benefit of replay. And I think it's tough sometimes when we understand the competition level and the guys are working hard. So, if you've got some questions or whatnot about rules and things like that, as Dave said, it's on the website. Go look, right?
Yeah, even you brought up the replay. Even in major leagues, they have that tool to revert back on. They make mistakes too. They're professional umpires out there, and it's just part of the game, guys. And just it's going to happen when you're out there. It's going to be hot, but just remember they're humans and they're out there, and they're going to make mistakes. So be patient with them, and just remember, have fun.
That's right. And to that point, we're looking forward to it. I've been talking to the folks at Misha. There's a gentleman that is one of the directors there for Misha that I've been in contact with, and we're going to start talking to Misha about rules and how things, and what Misha's doing on that level to deal with these concerns, because it is a big topic, the relation between fan, coach, and officials. It's a hot button topic right now. We see the negatives more than we see the positives, and I think that's the biggest thing. And one of the things I spoke with Mr. Seifert about was the smaller percentage of the is the negative stuff. But that's what gets the most. We love to sit and go, oh, that's terrible. Oh, look at what happened. But that's a small percentage. The larger percentage are people doing it right, fans acting right, coaches acting right, umpires doing right. That's the larger percentage, and that doesn't get talked about very much. Would you agree?
Oh, I agree. It just the whole environment, the whole aura of the ballpark. It's just you want that type of setting. You don't want to be in a hostile environment where you have you're in a quad where you have fans screaming on diamond 1 and diamond 2 and yelling obscenities, and that's just not a very good environment for our youth. So we try to deter a lot of that by hiring all adult umpires, and Dave and I, who was ever at the field that weekend, acting as the tournament director of the UIC, can't be at every field or every complex every pod for every pitch. So these guys help us out with that aspect too. By being adults, they know how to take control of a hostile situation and divert all that. So those guys' job as an umpire, number one, it's hard enough controlling what goes on between the lines, but they go above and beyond. They kind of deter anything that's going on in the stands, behind the backstop and one stop, and they do a great job, and we really appreciate them.
Before we move on to our next segment, I want to talk about one of our sponsors, Live Well Chiropractic, over in St. Charles, Missouri. Dr. Elizabeth Crumbaugh, great lady, does a great job. Health and wellness, it's not just cracking your back, but she looks at the whole picture. I've learned a lot. I've been educated a lot. She's a great wealth of information, and so if you're looking if you have some issues in your body, not just your back, but your whole body, maybe take a look at Dr. Liz and chiropractic care.
I think I might need to go see Dr. Liz.
After being... You should. There you go, man. See? Hey, as she always says, love your spine, because it'll love you back. So shout out to Dr. Liz. So one more thing we want to talk about here. We're going to look at tournament wrap-ups coming up.
Yeah, that's a lot of. I've introduced that to a lot of the coaches and clinics that Dave and I have gone to in the off season, and they're really excited for this to roll out, and a lot of them are. I'm looking forward to it myself.
So what we're talking about here, if you haven't heard the spiel, is Dave and I are going to be wrapping up each tournament every weekend with a review of the weekend. We'll have some highlights. I haven't even done this. This is on the REP side, and we're going to add this, and I'm going to talk with Dave, and we want to, on every weekend, we're going to have a tournament outstanding player that we want that's sponsored by REP, Red Earth Productions, that, it's not just maybe the person that had the best stats or whatnot, but just a great kid. We'll pull some names out, and we'll do some things that way. But we're looking forward to having a tournament outstanding player award every weekend as well. That we'll give out an award for that. I'm looking forward to that as well. So that's going to be some fun. We'll get everything up to speed on that and let you know how that's going to work. We'll probably introduce that in April. It won't be in the first two tournaments. Sorry about that, but we'll kick that off in April, and we're going to also be at 4 tournaments every day this coming up season. I know Mother's Day weekend will be out on Saturday as well, but we won't be out at every week, but we will be doing the tournament wrap-up show. And there's going to be another little thing here, a little twist in here that we're going to add to that tournament wrap-up show. If you, the parent, the fan, have a video, have something, an outstanding play that you've caught on your iPhone or your video camera, we're going to have a place where you can go and upload that video, get it to us, and we're going to go through and we'll try and put as much of that on the wrap-up show as we can, because I'm going to be not always at the location, but Dave we'll be talking at different places. So we're going to have a lot of fun with this and see how it works out. I think it's going to be a challenge.
That's a nice little twist there you're putting in there. Because like you said, like Dave and I, the camera can't be at every diamond as well and catch, a phenomenal play or a game-winning walk-off home run or something to that nature. So nice little twist you're putting in there, Brian.
Yeah, so we thought we'd love to hear from the fans. I think, it's always great when mom's got the video camera and that you can't beat that stuff, man. So I think it's great, and I think it's an opportunity for the fans to get involved in it with the show, and so we're looking forward to that as well. So we'll have more information, and we'll have that information out. We'll try and get that to Dave and Dave as soon as possible so they can have that information on their website as well, where you can go and do this. We're finishing working on all those things as we speak. So,
that's
man.
At some weekends we're at 5 facilities, and briefly what it's going to be is a rundown of what happened at that facility, give you a rundown on who won in the 8U division, 9U division, and so forth. So I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be very informative for the teams, and the kids and the coaches and the parents they're very excited about it. The ones that I spoke with and they're ready to go this year, and that's one thing they're looking forward to. Amongst the sunny weather too.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think it'll be fun, and two, I'm hoping to get some of the coaches if we can. At the end of those tournaments, some of the winners, maybe we'll get a few coaches interviews in there if we can, and see what we're. Hey, it's going to be, it's going to be a movement of things. It won't be the same thing probably every week. So we're just going to throw some stuff out and have some fun with it. And we're looking forward to having some feedback from the fans. Tell us what you want to see. Give us what you like. That's what this is going to be about. We want to interact with the fans. The tournament wrap-up show is about the fans and the players and just the environment of youth baseball. And so we're looking forward to it, man. I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Well said, Brian. Looking forward to it.
So I want to give one more shout out to a sponsor, the tax office here in St. Charles, Missouri. Megan Wallander, accounting, payroll. They're more than just a tax office. They do a great job over there. So if you're in need of some tax preparation, it is that time.
You don't think she's busy right now, do you?
It's probably like here. If you're in need for accounting, payroll services, they have a great package over there. Pick up the phone, give the tax office a call. There'll be some information down below for our sponsors. You can go to their website. They'd love to hear from you. So, Dave, as we wrap up today, what do you got, man?
One more quick reminder. Last segment, we March 7th is our deadline for the multi-tournament discounts and club discounts. Just want to let you guys know.
That's 2 days. 2 days.
Actually, it's less than 2 days because the system is set up for 12 a.m. So essentially, it's Wednesday night, tomorrow night.
Okay.
It's set up to.
So it's only going through today and tomorrow. Basically.
Realistically, yes.
Realistically. So if you get to midnight tomorrow night, it's not going to be there.
No, it won't kick you out of the tournaments, but it will remove your discount on there. So if you guys are wanting to pay by check, you probably have to make arrangements to meet Dave or I or bring it by our office in Maryland Heights off of Dorset Road, or you can go on and pay instantly online. There are some merchant fees access to that, but we don't receive any of those, but take a look at that if you haven't already paid for those. Thank you for those who have reached out and communicated with us to make those arrangements, and we look forward to see you out on the baseball field if it ever warms up.
Hey, man, it's never too early to talk about World Series, though, either, right?
World Series entries are flying through the roof.
2 for 1. Is that still on?
It ends tomorrow night at midnight.
Same thing with the World Series.
All
Okay.
discount offers. Yes, sir.
So remember, you've got your discount deal ending tomorrow. You have the World Series 2 for 1, and that 2 for 1 is Tennessee and St. Louis, correct?
That's correct.
And Jody, man, she does a great job down there with that.
Yeah, she starts this weekend. I just looked at it. I think she's up to like 65 teams this weekend. So hopefully the weather holds out for her and she gets off to a good start down there in Tennessee.
Hey, and remember, guys, You got Illinois, Dave Schweibel over in Illinois. You've got Dave Earhart over in Cincinnati, Ohio, or Harrison, which is just right outside of Cincinnati. If you're looking to travel, Kentucky.
Deanne up in Kentucky. And here lately, Springfield, Missouri's picked up some traction. So thanks to all the people who've come out and signed up down there.
Yeah, make sure you talk to Travis Zarecki down there. Then, of course, Jody. And then, how's California, man?
Sal, he mainly does a lot of the older groups out there.
Yeah.
So, which we knew coming into it, he was going to do, older groups out there. So, it's a slow venue out there for him, but
It'll build.
Yeah, just look at the look who's coming list daily, and it'll pop up. Just like one day I was maybe concerned about a few tournaments down there in Tennessee. The next day the next day you wake up, there were 35 entries overnight. So don't bat your eye.
Exactly. Well, hey guys, next week, or not next week, but in 2 weeks, we'll be back. Like I said, we're looking forward to talking with Coach Tony Perkins with a preview. We'll have some stuff that way. Then we're also going to bring on Dave Burke
from the New Valley Tigers.
We're kind of looking at his program and talking. We're going to bring him in the studio and kind of get an interview with him, talk a little bit about their club, what they're doing, how long they've been doing. Again, we want to spotlight those groups that are working in the community with youth sports, and I think it's a great time.
Yeah, there's one right there. It pops out with that club right there. It does a lot for the community, and Dave couldn't make it today, but hopefully we can get him on next segment and tell you about what they do. We don't want to spoil it for you. We'll save that for him, but you're going to leave that segment saying, "Wow, they do a lot."
Absolutely. Well, hey guys, hope you enjoyed the show. Hope it was informative. We're looking to add more stuff. Remember, we've got our What High School Did You Go To coming up in April. That'll be coming out. We're looking at a couple of club spotlights that we've got on the horizon as well. So got a lot going on here at Youth Sports and Activities Midwest. And so we look forward to bringing it to you. Everybody, have a great day. Dave?
Thanks, everyone, and can't wait to see you out on the fields.
We'll see you next time.